BJT is bipolar junction transistor. Bipolar junction transistor. As the bipolar meaning, the current for the current contributors are two charge carriers. Both electrons and holes will contribute for the current flowing in this BJT device. So we can say the device is bipolar device. So BJT is a bipolar device. BJT is the one of the transistor. So transistor means transfer of resistance. Transfer of resistance from low resistance path to high resistance path. These are the some of the transistors we are going to see. We are going to see in this basic electronics subject. So BJT is bipolar junction transistor, FET field effect transistor, and MOSFET. These two we will discuss in module 2. FET and MOSFET we will discuss in module 2. But a transistor generally refers to all these three, and specifically BJT means bipolar junction transistor. FET means uh, in the FET also there are two categories again, JFET and MOSFET. So junction field effect transistor and MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. And the important point regarding the BJT is a current control device. So I'm explaining in today's lecture, assuming that some of the concepts you already know in your PhD level, and I'm going to briefly revise those concepts and whatever there in the syllabus to understand the topic, whatever the sufficient knowledge is needed, that only I'm explaining. Actually, to explain the entire BJT applications, I need 5 to 6 classes, but whatever there in the syllabus to cover, that many classes are not needed. So whatever there in the syllabus, I will try to cover that only. I'm not going for the detailed analysis of the BJT. So whatever there in the syllabus, those topics regarding basics, I will revise and I will cover that topic. So BJT is a current control device. Current control device means whatever the applied input signal that changes the input current. By changing the input current, you will try to control the output. So then the variation in the input current will control the output, right? So the we can say BJT is current control device. And in this lecture, what are the topics I'm going to discuss? All these topics we are going to discuss, 9 topics. So in this topics, these 5 topics were there in your syllabus. These 5 topics were there in your syllabus. These are all basics. These are all basics. We see the construction of BJT. So connecting three semiconductor materials NPN are connected like this, means like a sandwich on N type and on top of N layer P layer, and on top of P layer N layer, and like this connected. And if you take out the leads from the each semiconductor material, then we can say that that is a BJT. BJT and BJT is a three-terminal device, each terminal named emitter, base, collector, and it is having two junctions. One junction is between emitter and base, one junction is between collector and base. So this transistor is NPN transistor. And if here, what is emitter meaning? Emitter means which, as the name suggests, which emits the charge carriers, and base means control the charge carrier movement between emitter and collector. Collector means collects the charge carriers. So as the name is itself is a self-explanatory there. And what about the doping concentration and areas of the each region? So wherever emitter is connected, that N region is highly doped and the area is moderate. And wherever the base is connected, that P region is lightly doped and the area is very very less. And wherever collector terminal is connected, that N region is moderately doped and the area is high. So this is all about the construction. And if you want to operate this device, there are three different regions of operation of this BJT. So the BJT we are discussing here is NPN BJT. NPN transistor. So if you make the, as we have two junctions, emitter junction, here we can also say emitter junction as input junction and collector junction as output junction. And the popular way of connecting this NPN transistor in the electronic circuits is of CE configuration, common emitter configuration. Common emitter configuration means, so this is the symbol of the transistor: collector, base, emitter. So emitter is common between input and output, whereas collector is used to take the input output, and at the base we will apply the input. There is a lag is there. I will repeat once again. The input is applied at base. The output is taken at the output. Regular way of connecting the transistor in the circuit. In the common emitter configuration, there are three regions of operation is there. So if the JE junction is reverse biased and the JC junction is reverse biased, then we can say that it is operating in cutoff region. When JE junction is forward biased and JC junction is reverse biased, then we can say that the transistor is operating in active region. And J is forward biased and JC is forward biased, then we can say that the it is operating in saturation region. So these are the three different regions of operation of BJT. So symbol, yeah, this is the symbol of NPN transistor as I shown previously, and you just see the current directions also here. Always the IC and IB currents are into the flowing into the op amp. Give me a sec. And IE is flowing out of the terminal. And please see here the current direction, as it is NPN. Always current will flow from P to N, right? You've seen the diode. You've seen in the diode. Diode is a unidirectional device. Always the current will flow from P to N. So to remember the current direction here easily, always mention the current direction from P to N. From P to N. And this direction is very, very important. And you just see here, and here the emitter emits electrons because the emitter is connected at N, right? N will have a majority carriers of electrons. And if you at here if you apply KCL, sum of entering currents equal to leaving currents, then IE equal to IB plus IC. Same way, if you see the PNP transistor, there are two types of BJTs are possible. One is NPN and one is PNP. So please see the arrow direction is inside, and you just see here PNP, and again the arrow direction is from P to N only always, and that's why accordingly the current directions will change, but IE equal to IB plus IC won't change. So for both same equation only. Any transistor IE equal to IB plus IC. So and in the PNP transistor, the emitter is P. So the emitter will emit the holes because the majority charge carriers in the P region is hole. So this is about the symbols of the BZT. These are the symbols of BZT. And if you see the voltage across the BZT, so VC is the voltage between collector and emitter. And you see here CE means C is at positive potential and E is at negative potential. Same way, if you want to see the potential at the voltage at the input side, VBE means B is at positive potential, E is at negative potential. In the same way, VCB means C is at positive potential, B is at negative potential. And if you just compare, VC is plus minus like this, and from here to here, the addition of VCB and VBE will be equivalent to VCE because these two are parallel. So that's why VCE is equal to VCB plus VBE. This is the currents across NP and BZT. And if you see the current gains of the transistor, alpha DC equal to IC by IE, and as you know, IE is equal to IC plus IE. So denominator is always greater than the numerator. So this quantity alpha DC won't be greater than 1. Means the alpha DC is always less than 1. Alpha DC is always less than 1. The typical value is 0.95 to 0.99. And same way beta DC is equal to IC by IB. IC by IB. So if you see the magnitude of IC or IE, they are generally in the range of milliamperes, and IB IB is in the range of microamperes. So if you see the milliamperes versus microamperes ratio, so this beta DC will be more only always. So the typical value will be 20 to 200, and this beta value will be very important for the transistor. When you are buying any transistor, the designer will tell you how much beta value that particular transistor will have. So these are about the current gains of the BZT. And we will see the input and output characteristics of BZT. Input characteristics means you draw the graph between two input parameters. Those two input parameters are VBE and IB, and keeping the output, that is VCE, constant. So VCE constant value 2 volts, you will get this graph. And if VCEs keep on increasing, then the graph will for the then VCs keep on increasing, then IB is increasing. Please observe from the characteristics. So this is the input characteristics of BZT. Whatever we are talking about here, the transistor is in CE configuration. Transistor is in transistor or BZT is in CE configuration. Please note what I am referring when I am referring transistor means here BZT. Please don't confuse. This is about the input characteristics. And if you see the output characteristics drawn between VCE versus IC. So, please see here. So VBE and IB are the input quantities. IC and VCE are the output quantities. VCE and IC are the output quantities. They are output quantities. So when you are drawing output characteristics, we will and the two different IB values. As IB is keep on increasing, IC is increasing. You just observe here means from the current gain definition, IC equal to beta IB. Beta IB. From the current gain definition, IC equal to beta IB. As IBs keep on increasing, IC is increasing. So in this output characteristic, we can characterize the three regions of operation that whatever we have explained above. So this region is cutoff region. This is saturation region, and between these two regions, active region will be there. So if you try to operate your BZT only in active region, then the application of the BZT will be as an amplifier. So if you try to operate your BZT is between saturation and cutoff, then the BZT will works as an switch. Then the BZT will works as an switch. So we will see these two applications in coming discussions. So first we will see the application as an BZT as an amplifier. To understand this, let us take a so before that see. So this is a summary of the construction of the BZT what we discussed above. Let us consider the circuit to understand transistor as an amplifier. First, try to see what is actually DC biasing. Let us take the circuit. The circuit, if you find out values of currents and voltage of the circuit, we'll find IB, we'll find IC, and we'll find IC, and we will try to locate all these values of the circuit shown on the graph. Let's say this is the VC value you got. If you try to project that VC value towards the characteristics, and let us say you got the IC value here, and we'll try to project this value towards the characteristics, and IB value probably will get near wherever these two are intersecting. So let's say these are intersecting at here. These two are intersecting at here. Means for the circuit, I find out IC I got here, IC I got here, VC I got here, and IB I got 40 microamperes. So for all these three, wherever it is intersecting, all these three wherever these are intersecting in the output characteristics, that point we are calling it as cohesion point or Q point. So the Q point of the circuit is the Q, cohesion point means the DC values of the circuit. So the circuit to be operated as an amplifier, this Q point has to be maintained in the middle of the active region. This Q point is moving towards the saturation region. Then if you apply some input sinusoidal like this, at the output side, the positive peak will be clipped. Means some information you lost at the output of the amplifier. Or else if the circuit having the Q point moving towards the cutoff region, then the negative peak at the output will be clipped off. Means if the Q point is not maintained at the middle of the active region, then you will get distorted signal at the output. To get faithful amplification from the amplifier, you need to maintain the Q point in the middle of the active region shown here, middle of the active region shown here. So then only you will get amplification, faithful amplification from the circuit. Not only that, when you're doing amplification means you cannot lost the any information of the input. You need to improve the voltage of the applied input signal. That's it. We cannot alter the wave shape of the applied input. Originally main amplifier motto. So by suitably applying VBB and VCC, by suitably applying VBB and VCC, we try to operate the circuit in the middle of the active region. And now let us say whether the input junction is forward biased or reverse biased. That also we need to see, right? So this is N, P, N. So P is connected to positive. Then I can say input junction is forward biased. P is connected to positive, and N is connected to negative of the battery. And I can say output junction is, that is collector junction is reverse biased. So definitely I can say the circuit is operating in the active region, and I'll suitably select RB and RC value so that the Q point is will be maintained at the middle of the active region. So this is the DC biasing of the circuit. Now we will see this is actual syllabus BJT as an amplifier. That amplifier is also working as an voltage amplifier. We'll just see voltage amplifier application. So we'll briefly recap what is actually amplification is. We already seen in the previous class. Amplification is the process of linearly increasing the amplitude of an electrical signal, and is one of the major property of the transistor. This is the major property of the transistor. Because of this major property only, the BJT is very more popular. And the BJT is biased in the active region. This active region also called as linear region. So, and we are saying that uh, transistor means transfer of resistance. So as the emitter base junction is has low resistance, and low resistance means as it is the forward bias, it is having low resistance, and the collector base junction is reverse bias, it is having the high resistance. So you will try to transfer the signal from low resistance path to high resistance path, right? Not only transistor transfer of signal from low resistance path to high resistance path. And you see in this relation IC equal to beta IB, and as the IB is in the microamperes range, we will neglect that IB, and we will assume that IC is approximately equal to IE, as both IC and IE are in the milliamps range, whereas IB in the microamps range. So we will assume that IC is approximately equal to IE. And we just see this is the amplifier circuit. Amplifier circuit. So for the whatever the circuit is there, this is DC biasing circuit. This is DC biasing circuit. For this DC biasing circuit, we need to apply AC input, right? AC input only need to be amplified. So we connected the AC input shown here. Now the circuit will be analyzed, and has to analyze. We need to follow two methods. One is, first we need to see in terms of DC analysis, and next one is AC analysis. DC analysis will talks about the whether the given circuits Q point is properly maintained or not, or this transistor is properly operating in the active region or not. That will be seen with the help of DC analysis, and we seen in the previous discussion. And for this circuit, we need to see now the AC analysis. We're not going to the more details of the AC analysis. We are just seeing the basics of the AC analysis. So please remember, when you are doing the AC analysis, we will remove the DC batteries. We will remove the DC batteries, and here is just see input junction, or is emitter base junction, is forward biased. That forward bias junction is replaced with a forward resistance, that is AC forward resistance. As you are doing AC analysis, you will replace the forward biased emitter base junction with AC resistance, that is RE dash. RE dash. That is the dynamic resistance of the emitter base junction. Dynamic resistance of the emitter base junction. And here you just see VB is the effective input appearing at the input of the BJT, and VC is the output of your amplifier. VC is the output of the amplifier, and this is appearing across the collector and ground. This is circuit. Now you will see the AC analysis of this circuit. For the same circuit, for this circuit, if you want to do the AC analysis, I need to remove all the DC power supplies. How will remove? Connect all the DC power supplies to short circuit. Means VBB equal to 0 means this will be short circuit. VCC is 0 means this will be short circuit. So you will get this circuit. This is the AC equivalent circuit of the BJT amplifier. BJT amplifier. Now we'll see whether the amplification is happening here or not. That we will see with the help of mathematical expression. Means if you got the gain more than 1 means some amplification is happening. Already we see you see the waveforms. This is the input waveform. If you apply VBB and AC supply, then whatever effective input at VI here is like this. On a DC supply VBB, applied AC input will be superimposed shown here, and you will get at the output amplified version. And you just please observe wherever positive peak is there, you will got negative peak here. This to understand, if you apply input at base, if you take the output at collector, there will be always one base and collector. And if you put at base, and if you take the output at emitter, then the phase difference between base and emitter is 0 degrees. So please remember this. Accordingly, you got the output waveform shown here. So the output of amplifier is VC. How you got this waveform, we will see with the help of mathematical analysis. So ultimately, you have to, if you prove mathematical equation having the gain more than 1, then we can say that some amplification is happening here. On the dynamic resistance RE dash shown there. So this is IC, this is IB, and this is IE. So the RE resistance will be RE dash resistance will appear like this. So whatever the current flowing through RE dash is IE, not the IB. So please don't confuse. Whatever the current flowing through RE dash is IE. So if you want to find out VB from here to here, so from here to here is the VB. VB is from here to here. So VB is the voltage drop across the RE dash resistance. So current flowing through that is IE. So VB equal to IE RE dash. And if you want to find out VC, please note the IC current will flow into the transistor. So IC current direction is like this, and the polarities across the RC, wherever current is entering there plus, wherever current is leaving there minus. So if you consider the current direction like this, if you apply KCL, sorry, if you apply KVL, always you'll consider second sign, right? Second sign. So ICRC minus ICRC please wait, minus ICRC minus VC equal to 0 from KCL equation. So this, from this equation you got this VC equal to minus ICRC, and as you assumed previously, IC is approximately equal to IE. then Vc equal to minus IE RC. Then to find out the gain output by input, right? Output voltage is Vc, input voltage is Vb. So Vc is equal to minus IERC, Vb equal to IERE dash. You already found out. So if you solve, and you will get minus RC by RE dash. And please observe here, the negative sign here represents the phase difference between the base and collector, because you applied input at base, you taken the output at the collector. So 180 degrees phase shift is shown here with the negative sign. Please note the gain will be not the negative quantity. So the gain will be RC. The magnitude of gain here is RC by RE dash. As RE dash is the very less, because this is the forward resistance. Forward distance is almost it will be less. So and RC is much greater than RE dash. So we will get the gain more than one only. So that some amplification is happening in the circuit. So this is about the voltage amplifier.